Today, we are unboxing and doing a full review on the Magcubic HY300 Max portable projector. It is an all-winner H726 Android 14 based projector with autofocus, 400 ANSI lumens of brightness, Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth. It allows media to be played through HDMI, USB or over Wi-Fi and has a built-in 5-watt hi-fi speaker. This compact, all-in-one design makes it a great choice for travel. Get it for 18% off using the link and code in the description. As we take the projector out to look at it closely, we find it to be well made, out of sturdy plastic. It is a rounded square shape, measuring roughly 5.5 to 6 inches on a side and about 3 inches in height. There is a threaded hole on the bottom of the projector stand, enabling it to be mounted to a tripod or ceiling mount. The projector can be rotated over 180 degrees on the stand, allowing for complete flexibility in projection. From a table, you can easily project on any wall, or even the ceiling. Finally, the projector is quite light, weighing just under 1 pound, 5 ounces. Next, we take a look at what is included in the accessories box. The first thing we find is the remote control. It too is made of hard plastic and requires 2 AAA batteries. It should be noted that you will need to purchase these separately, as they are not included in the box. The next item we find is the power adapter. It is not too big, which is nice for portability. It should be noted that the projector does not have an internal battery, so it needs to be plugged in order for it to operate. In addition, stretching out the cord, we see it is only about 3 to 4 feet long, so depending on where you are placing the projector, you should be prepared to have an extension cord. The last thing in the box is the quick installation guide. It provides a diagram labeling all of the components and features of the projector, information about the remote control and what each button does, and then goes through the setup screens and features available on the projector, including the App Store, projector settings, networking settings, Bluetooth settings, language settings, date and time settings, screensaver, system information, HDMI and wireless connections, and more. The manual provides this information in a number of different languages. We will now go through the projector and remote in more detail. On the back of the projector, you will find the power button, HDMI port, USB port, and power cable port. There is an air inlet port on one side, and the speaker grill on the other side. On the front of the projector, you will find the LED lens, and we think the other open slot houses cameras for the autofocus and auto keystone features. The camera lens has a protective plastic covering that needs to be removed before use. Finally, for maintenance, on the air inlet port, you will find a removable filter. This filter can be taken out and cleaned of dust in order to keep the projector operating efficiently and prevent overheating. Next, let's go through the buttons on the remote control. The red button is the power button. Underneath it, you will find 2 buttons that move the lens in and out for focus. On the upper right is a speaker mute button, and underneath that, you will find the mouse control switch. There is a ring with 4 directional arrows and an OK button to control item selection on the projector. Below that, you find the return button, the menu button, and the home button. Finally, there is a bar to increase or decrease volume. Now, let's go ahead and go through all of the functions of the projector. After clicking on the power button, it takes a few minutes for the projector to power up and display on the screen. One thing to note is since there is only the on-off power button on the projector, you must use the remote to control all of its functions. While that is easy enough, this means if you lose the remote control, or it doesn't have batteries, you can't really use the projector effectively. After about 30 seconds, the projector will then run through a quick autofocus cycle. Once complete, you will reach the home screen. If needed, you can always manually focus the projector by using the 2 focus buttons on the remote to move the lens in or out, until you get the desired focus. Clicking on the mouse button changes selection to a mouse that you can move on the screen. Clicking it again puts you back into button selection mode. The mute button will mute or unmute the speaker, as expected. Now let's go through all of the projector setting and setup screens. Clicking on the setting button takes us to the settings screen. Here, we click on projector settings. Installation modes include projecting to the front, rear front, front from a ceiling mount, or rear from the ceiling. Next, you find digital scaling, which allows you to slightly scale the size of the picture. Auto trapezoidal correction automatically adjusts for keystone. You can also turn it off and go to manual trapezoidal, where you can manually adjust each corner of the projection to fine-tune the display and get the perfect alignment. We found the autofocus and auto trapezoidal to be sufficient for our use, but it is nice that you have the options to manually adjust. If we go to reset trapezoidal correction, we can go back to the default and then just turn auto trapezoidal back on. Let's hit the return button to go back to the settings page and then go to network settings and click on wireless network. A list of available Wi-Fi connections are displayed, and you just select one of them, enter in the password and click on connect. The projector also has a hotspot capability, probably so you can connect a device over its hotspot to stream content even in places where Wi-Fi is not available. Under Bluetooth settings, you can connect Bluetooth devices, like external speakers. Next, let's take a look at the applications menu. For each installed application, you can see the application version, its size, and how much data is cached. You can also clear the cache for it, or uninstall it. In System Information, you find the projector model, software versions, and other information, and can check for updates. Other settings include button sound, screensaver time, time shutdown, and the ability to restore factory settings. Date and time settings allow you to manually change date, time, and time format, including the ability to choose time zone. The last setting is language and keyboard, allowing you to select the language and input method settings. Returning to the home page, let's take a look at the store. In the store, there are a number of apps you can download and install on the projector. If you choose My Apps, you will find all of the installed apps. The store can also be accessed from here. If you click on an app, you can then click on the Install button, and it will download and install to the projector. Once installed, you can stream using that app, without having to use an external device to play media. Once installed, we click on the return button a few times to get back to the home screen. Here, we can add the new app to the shortcuts by clicking on the plus button and choosing it. If you want, you can choose more than one app to add. Once done, click on Return, and you will see your new apps on the shortcut bar at the bottom of the home screen. Now, let's go through the 4 round buttons at the top of the screen. The first one is a Clean Up button. Clicking on it will clean up the system, freeing up unused memory. Next is the option to switch the background. Clicking on it gives you a number of options you can choose from to set the background image. Then, the last 2 options are just shortcuts to the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings that we saw in the projector settings. And that pretty much finishes all of the menu items available on the projector control screens. Now, let's go ahead and connect an HDMI cable and play a video to show you how the projector image looks and sounds. As we connect it, we should note that while the projector supports 8K and 4K input, it actually downscales and displays the input at the projector's native 1280 by 720 pixel resolution. Here is how one of our videos looks and sounds through the projector. While the sound is a bit low in this recording, it was only about half volume and can be easily adjusted. It is not surround sound, but we found it sufficient for portable listening.
50-acre living learning space, located in the Bronx, New York. The admission fee is $35 per adult, and upon entering, you will find amenities including the gift shop, restrooms, and the Pine Tree Cafe.
Turning off the projector and summarizing, we found the HY300 Max to be a great budget projector, perfect for a college dorm, a bedroom, or for casual outdoor movie nights. It is more than capable, but don't expect a high cinematic experience. We did receive this unit for free, in exchange for our review. Thanks for watching.